MMA Rants and Raves, Dos Santos versus Struve 2 in the UFC's heavyweight division. Guys, let's talk about this fight. You know something, I think Struve is one of the most underrated heavyweights in the UFC right now. Keep in mind, people don't think about it, but he is the only guy to knock out Stipe Miocic. So it just goes to prove this guy has a lot of power. I mean, if he could channel it right, get the accuracy going, and use jabs, especially for a guy with such a long reach. He has the longest reach in the UFC, and I'm not just talking about his arms, I'm talking about his legs. He should be able to utilize that more. If he would throw more jabs and fight like he did against Stipe, he would have a lot of success in the UFC. It's kind of ironic because, you know, he has a really good ground game. Usually guys that big are not that good on the ground. You know, keep in mind, if you look at the heavyweight division, some of the most dominant champions of recent times have no submissions on their record. But, you know, for the most part, these guys are winning with their striking, their wrestling, and this guy has a really good ground game, and he uses his long limbs to tie guys up, and it's very difficult to do anything on the ground with this guy because he's so long. So he doesn't mind being on his back, and that makes him very dangerous because he can even pull guard, and it's going to be difficult to deal with him. So, I mean, I think he's underrated. He doesn't get enough attention. He does have big, high-profile wins on his record already. And he's just one away right now from being talked about as a title contender. Now, as far as Junior's concerned, his career looked like it was in jeopardy, especially after he fought Overeem. Now, we know how good Overeem is. I mean, he's obviously one of the most dominant strikers in the UFC. He may be the most dominant striker in the heavyweight division right now. So to be knocked out by a guy like that, well, it looks like Junior's in trouble because he got knocked out by Overeem. But I'm not talking about that. What I'm trying to say is that besides what happened in the 5th round against Cain Velasquez, it looked like Junior's head hit the canvas, which may have contributed to that knockout. And it wasn't the 5th round. Obviously, he was very tired, and the fight ended there. This knockout was different. It was clean, and it ended early. So when you see a guy who's not known to be knocked out, who has known to use his chin as a weapon, then you see him getting knocked out early in a fight, people are wondering, well, maybe his career is taking a turn downward. But what happens? He changes his camp. He comes back against, I would say, the most feared fighter in the UFC. I don't think there are many guys that even want to fight Ben Rothwell. I mean, this guy is a one-man wrecking crew. So dangerous. He fights this guy, and he's able to use incredible speed and footwork to outpoint him. I mean, he was able to outpoint the big man. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get a victory as of late against a guy like this, because he's unstoppable. You just basically have to have better footwork, avoid the shots, and land yours when you have to, and that's what he did in this fight. I mean, he looked phenomenal. Struve has looked very good as of late. It looks like he's getting even better. He's putting on more weight. It looks like he's even cutting down to the 265 limit. I mean, he should. The guy is almost 7 feet tall. A guy that big should be weighing more than that, I guess. So he's looked better, and it's going to be an interesting fight. However, there's something to look at. The fighters that Struve has had trouble with are guys that are really good strikers and have a lot of speed. And there are very few guys that I can think of, as far as a ratio to size and speed, than Junior Dos Santos has. I mean, he's one of those guys that have a combination of both, size and speed, that very few heavyweights have. And I'm telling you, I remember one exchange that he had against Ben Rothwell, where he hit Ben Rothwell with an overhand right, which I think probably would have finished any heavyweight. The speed and velocity of that punch that landed was so devastating. He just tagged Rothwell with it. And Rothwell was like, you know, still standing out there. And then he starts to shake and then goes backwards. And then he lands against the cage. He crumbles to the cage, and then the round was over. I mean, that's how tough this guy is. Now, the thing with Struve is he's not Ben Rothwell. He doesn't have Ben Rothwell's chin. And again, who does? So if he gets hit with anything like that, he's going to be in a world of trouble. Now, why do I say if he gets hit with a thing like that? The question is, how do you block that? How do you block this guy's punches? He hits so fast and so hard. His punches come from all kinds of different directions. When he's on his game, he is the purest boxer in the UFC's heavyweight division. The problem with Struve is his punches don't come as quick. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to use a lot of jabs, keep Junior in the outside, and somehow get this fight to the ground. That's not going to be easy because we know how good Junior's takedown defense is. So Struve has looked really good. Junior looked incredible in his last fight. So I'm going to go with momentum here. I've got Junior Dos Santos to win this fight. I'd like to know what you think about the fight. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe. Please like up this video. Thank you for tuning in.